Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga with Brenda. My name is Brenda and today we're going to be doing a very gentle and quick routine with my favorite everyday yoga stretches. So when you're ready, just have your strap ready in case you need it and join me on the mat. So we're going to start on a seated position. Choose whatever feels more comfortable for you. You can go for the half lotus, or shin in front of shin, whatever you prefer. Just start slightly bringing your navel in and up. So that will create a little activation around your belly to support your low back. We're going to go for neck stretches. Bring your left ear towards your left shoulder, left hand on top of your head. So we're stretching the right side of the neck. Keeping your left shoulder down. And now towards the other side, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand on top of your head. Stretching the left side of your neck. It's a very gentle movement. We don't want to push too hard. It's just guiding the right ear down. And release. Let's gonna go for half circles. Bring your chin towards the left shoulder. And now bring your chin pointing down towards the left collarbone, down to the chest, up to the right side towards the right shoulder. And again, down to the chest and up to the left side. Just keep doing this a few times. And just feel how the muscles on the upper back and the connection between the neck and the shoulder blades, all that area is starting to release tension. It's gonna bring your chin towards the right shoulder and up towards the ceiling. So now we're going for full circles, bringing your chin to the right shoulder, down to the chest, up to the left side and to the ceiling. A couple more times on each side. It's very gentle. Don't go too fast. Just be very mindful of how your body is reacting to these movements. Okay, and look forward. And from here, just extend your hands forward, bring your fingers pointing down. Right hand is gonna press the left knuckles to the chest. So starting to open up the wrist and also stretch your forearm muscles. Bring your fingers pointing up and press the base of the knuckles. And to the other side. And fingers up. Release, make a fist. Let's gonna go for side stretch. Left hand stays down on the next inhale. Right arm goes up to the ceiling with the exhale. Slightly bend the left elbow. Bring your right hand towards the left side. You can look down if it feels better for you or look up, whatever you prefer. But just try to root your hip bones down. On the next inhale, up. And with the exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, slightly bending your right elbow. Left arm to the right side. Just feel the lengthening from your hip bones towards the tips of your fingers. And lift up. Now from here, I'm going to bring my right foot on the next inhale, chest up, and exhale, hands down. So both hands, bring them to the knees. On the next inhale, bringing your chest forward, look up. And with the exhale, push through your hands, round the back and look down. and forward and round. Forward and round. Little twist here. On the next inhale, lengthen through the spine, and with the exhale, push through your hands and look towards your left side. As far towards the back as you can. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, push through your hands and twist to the right. And forward. Back to the left. Forward. Back to the right. And let's gonna look forward. From here, what I'm gonna do is to extend your left leg. What is going on? Extend my right leg. And maybe here is where you want to use your strap around your foot or not. On the next inhale, I'm gonna lift my arms up to the ceiling, and with the exhale, fold forward. So I'm gonna reach towards my left foot with both hands, or use the strap around your foot. Try to think about bringing your belly towards your thigh rather than the forehead to your shin, because that will round your back. Focus first on belly down and the chest follows. And if you happen to fall that deep that you can bring your chin to the shin, brilliant. Otherwise, that's okay. And lift up. Let's gonna go towards the other side, extending your right leg, bending your left one, heel to the groin, open the leg to the side, and bring your left foot to rest on the inner right thigh. On the next inhale, reach up to the ceiling, keeping your spine in neutral. With the exhale, fall from the pelvis, reach towards your front foot. And lifting up. So now from here, we're gonna go into our table pose. Keeping your wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. I'm gonna draw circles within my pelvis whilst I work on cat and cow. So think about bringing your pelvis towards the left side and then forward. When your pelvis goes forward, push through your hands, round the upper back, look down. Now bring your pelvis towards the right side and backwards, and I'm arching in. And to the left, forward and round. To the right, backwards and arch. So there's really no right or wrong in this position. We just want to wake up our spine and bring some movement on our backs. That's going to change directions. Maybe you feel like bringing your shoulders past your wrists, or maybe stay with your shoulders over the wrist, whatever you prefer. And now from here, I'm going to extend my right leg backwards and bring the toes down to the ground. With the next inhale, look forward. With the exhale, slide backwards, heel towards the ground. Pushing through your hands, keep the navel tucked in and closing your hips. I'm going to slide the torso a little bit forward so my shoulders are over the wrist. And I'm going to bring my right foot outside my right hand. Walk as far forward as you can and bring your hands towards your front knee. Lift the chest up. We're going for hips, hip flexors, and your quads. Keep the navel tucked in. Keep the chest open. Thinking about bringing your one leg towards the other. So this will activate your inner thighs and the outer glutes. Rather than just dumping the weight down to the ground for a passive stretch, keep everything as active as you can. Bring your left hand down to the ground and bring your left foot pointing up to the ceiling. You can stay there, or right hand is going to hold your left foot and bring your foot towards the bum. Look forward. And keep the navel in. Feel the activation on your front thigh and the front of your left hip. And now from here, I'm going to let go of my left foot, bring your right hand inside my right foot, and I'm going for my lizard. So arms straight or forearms to the block or down to the ground. Keep hugging your right leg towards the right shoulder. And try to control that your left hip is not sinking towards the ground. So you're still trying to bring one leg towards each other to help you balance your hips. And now for the outer hip, both hands down to the ground. I'm going to shift my weight toward the outer edge of my right foot. I bring my hands a little bit closer to my hips so I can lift my chest up. Look forward and allow your knee to go towards the right side of the mat. So stretching not only your inner thighs and the groin, but also the outer hip. And slowly back to the right foot down to the ground. Right hand outside your right foot. I'm going to step backwards for my table pose. So we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Extending your left leg backwards, bringing your toes down to the ground. Look forward and slide backwards, heel towards the ground. So feel the stretch on your calf muscle, your hamstrings, the flexibility on your ankle. Now shifting the weight a little bit forward so your shoulders are directly over the wrist. I'm going to bring my left foot outside my left hand as far forward as I can. Both hands to my front knee, lifting the chest up. Again, activating your inner thighs and your outer glutes. So bring one leg towards the other. So these will activate the whole hip and help you keep your hips facing forward and the hip flexor is active. Bringing your right hand down to the ground, the right foot up towards the ceiling. You can stay there, or your left hand is going to reach backwards and bring your right foot towards the bum. Stretching the quads and your hip flexors. Gonna release, and I'm gonna bring my left hand inside my left foot. We're going for our lizard pose, keeping your arms straight or your forearms down to the ground or to your block. Trying to control your right hip, it's not going down. Keep them level to the best of your ability. And try to keep your spine straight or as straight as you can, whilst you're hugging your left leg towards the left shoulder. Both hands down to the ground, chest up. Now from here, we're gonna shift the weight towards the outer edge of your left foot. I'm gonna bring my hands a little bit closer towards my hips so I can lift the chest higher. Rolling the shoulders backwards and down. So opening the chest and your left knee falling towards the left side of the mat. And bring your left foot flat on the floor. And now from here, I'm gonna step backwards with my left leg and keep my hips directly on top of my knees. Walking forward with the hands. Bring your chest down to the ground for our puppy pose. Resting on your forehead or your chin. Allowing your chest to melt down. So starting to open up the shoulders, your spine, your upper back. We're gonna slide forward, bring your hips down to the ground and your chest down. So a little bit of cobra position here. Slide your hands next to your lower ribs, elbows tucked in, keeping your feet hip width apart, pushing through the tops of your feet. Activate your thighs, glutes, and navel in. On the next inhale, lifting the chest forward and up, opening your chest and closing your shoulder blades. And with the exhale, go down. So try to avoid the temptation of extending the arms, hyperextending here, the elbows forward. But just slightly bend the elbows and think about rolling the shoulders backwards and down whilst you're gripping the mat and bringing your chest between the arms and go down. So it doesn't matter how high or not how you go. What matters if you're extending your spine without compressing. And again, lifting up and go down. Last one, lifting up and down. From here, we're going to slide backwards. We're going to sit down on the floor. And I'm going to hug the knees, round the back and bring your back down to the floor. Rock the knees a little bit side to side. And just to counterpose the back bend and to finish this little sequence, I go into a nice supine. So bring your left leg down to the ground, right knee directly on top of your hip, left hand is going to guide your right knee towards the left side of the mat. Scooping your left hip bone under the right, so you have hip on top of hip, and extend your right arm towards the right, rooting the shoulder down. You can say looking up to the ceiling or looking towards your right hand for a little bit more stretch. And don't worry if your knee is not touching the floor, doesn't matter, but try to root the shoulders down. So this hip on top of hip and the shoulders down, flat on the floor, what it's going to do is to localize the twist around the navel. We tend to accumulate all the heaviness, the tension on our middle to low back. This is really nice stretch to release all that from your back and create a little bit more space. Bring your hip down. Let's gonna go to the other side. So your left knee to the chest, right leg goes down. Feel free to squeeze the knee if you feel like. And now bring your left knee directly on top of your hip bone and your right hand is going to guide your left leg towards the right side. Scoop your right hip bone under the left and extend the left arm towards the left. Look to the left. Or look up to the ceiling if that is enough for you. And back towards the center. Bringing the knees to the chest, hugging your knees. Bring your nose towards your knees, and I'm gonna rock a couple of times back and forth until I end up in a seated position. Okay, so this is just a very quick practice to get ready for the rest of your day. Feel free to repeat, feel free to stay longer than we have done together in this practice. So remember, always is your practice. Make it the way it works for you. So thank you very much for joining. Namaste.